Welcome to Brooklands.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
My young son's a TV cameraman.
Is that right? Well, you can go on YouTube on Brooklands Members TV, BNTV, and you'll find your little bit on there.
Yeah. Well, my daughter lives just down by Ascot.
Right.
We're from Dover. He's from Marlborough now.
Right.
Marlborough. And
Yeah.
he phoned me up the day before yesterday, or the day before that, and I said, "What's up, Roger?" He said, "James has broken down on his BSA." I said, "Okay, where do you want me to go and pick him up?" He said, "He's just outside Paris."
It's bad, and
halfway
between Calais and Paris.
Oh, fabulous.
Come back.
That's for you, isn't it? Eh? Brilliant.
We work together.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is superb.
Well, just have a good day.
Actually, both original members of the 69 motorcycle.
Oh, right.
They're both in the first year.
Yeah.
My cousin started it with Dick.
Yeah, with Father Bill.
So, Dick Bennett, do you know Dick Bennett?
59 Club.
Yeah, the 59 Club. Dick Bennett, he's an old
Storage
airport. Yeah.
Friend of mine.
That was a reverend that started it, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Father Bill.
Father Bill.
Yeah.
Because he moved from
Church.
London, 59 Club, down
Over
to
the
Dover.
years, we've had parties for him and gave him albums and photographs and different things. And a friend of mine phoned me up 2 or 3 years ago, and he said, "I'm over the other side of Folkestone clearing a house." He does house clearances. He said, "I'm looking at a photo now that you're Eddie, Roy, the original members,
Right.
you lot there." And it says on the back cover, it says, "If found, please return to Steve Collier and my phone number."
Oh, really?
Yeah. What it turned out is Favre was the vicar of Charlton Church.
Right.
His old mate was the curator, and he left everything to the curator.
Right.
And my mate was clearing that. So I got all 59 Club gear,
Oh, wow.
69 Club gear. We then contacted the 59 Club,
Yeah.
and the committee come down to my place, and I said, "There you go, you can have that lot."
How?
They've got it on
They've got it
show.
all up.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go round there because the stand's just round the corner. So,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
I've still got the original copy that was signed when the 59 Club, Father Bill was signed as the chairman
Yeah.
of the club. So I own the 59.
You hang on to that. Thanks, guys.
Anyway, a little bit
Lovely talking to you. No, always gratefully received.
and it's really good here.
So one of the things of great interest here, which we hope to find on the corner, is the 59 Club. The 59 Club was founded in London by a Reverend Bill. And what he was looking to do was take the young mods and rockers, or the greasers of that era, off the road. And so he created a club where young men could meet and follow what was their interest of that era, rock and roll. And they met at various places and churches, and eventually settled on the Ace Cafe in London. And subsequently, the membership has continued with those foundations in mind. It was a place for young men to go, but he would spread the spiritual world at the same time and keep them on the straight and narrow. So here we are, we're on the edge of the 59 Motorcycle Club. Gary, tell us a little bit about the club and its history. I understand it's got a bit of a background with
Yes,
the church.
With the church. Well, really, what it is the club, the badge and the name was taken from the original youth club, which was formed by Father Bill Shergo and John Oates in 1959 when he became the vicar of the church, which was called the Eton Mission.
Right.
So when he went there as the vicar, he's got curates, and the mission in them days was to start a youth club. So he started the youth club along with quite a few other people in 1959.
Right.
So the badge of the club comes from 59. The motorcycle bit didn't happen until 62, 63.
Is that right?
So he ran it, very successful. They was huge. The club, like when I was young, the youth clubs were massive. But that one there at the Eton Mission was massive. So what had happened was in the day, but Bill was always a motorcyclist. used his motorcycle for his pastoral duties, but there was a lot of bad publicity in them days with the lads racing up and down the Ace. There was quite a bit of carnage on the road, and a lot of well, these people, you can't control them, they're all wild. It's the same game.
Yes.
But of course, as a priest and a vicar, they don't look at things like that.
No, they just see the young people.
They don't look at it as a group of young people. So what he done, he went to the Ace Cafe one night and give out some leaflets and said, look, would you like to come to the church? And I'm going to give a blessing for the bikes on this particular day. Not realising how big it would get. But when he arrived at the Ace, where there was trepidation, are they going to throw him in the river or whatever, they greeted him, oh, what you doing, mate? Oh, that's all right. And on that day when they had it, it was packed. Press, publicity.
Is that right?
Because really the alternative to the news channels, they don't really want good news, do they?
No, they just
want
the crashes and the punch-ups
and everything else to put it on and it all go pear-shaped and look what happens. But of course he put it on, the lads were there, as we always do in any of our reunions with any of them. Would they allow us to put our bikes in the church, and Bill started that.
Yes.
So even when we've done Westminster Abbey and St Paul's for anniversaries, they've let us put our motorbikes inside.
Wow.
So he had the blessing, come the end, hugely successful, nothing's went off, everyone's a bit stunned or having a good time. And I remember Bill saying to us at the time that what it was, they said to him, well, what do you think? He said, listen, they've come here and had a day. There's me and the lady helpers from the church. All the church people were there.
Yeah.
And this group of young, we haven't had to have police or anything like that here. They've come and enjoyed it, and no problems. And plus the fact, as he said, the ladies that were doing the tea and all this and helping out, they were like your mum. You're not going to effing blind at your mum. And if she says, oi, behave yourself, you do it, don't you?
Yeah.
So it works. And then, of course, what happened was the lads, as they was leaving, and it was pile, they just said, oh, what we going to do next week? Now, Bill hadn't thought of next week because it was a one-off thing. So what he said was, well, if you'd like to come down Tuesday night, you bike people, and we can use the 59 Club's HQ, because the 59 Youth Club was there.
Yes.
And a lot of the lads that turned up were members of the youth club in 59. So they were young people, the boxing, judo club, table tennis. It was a proper youth club. So that is where the name of the club comes from. And it's always been about gathering people, and we've moved to clubs, we've managed to keep going. But the irony of it is, it's a place where people meet. And you hopefully, it's that friendly feeling of being all together in a place you could go to. And remember in the 60s, early 70s, people on bikes and scooters, they weren't very welcome very many places.
Not at all.
Oh, load of trouble, you know what I mean? Yeah. You could go down the club, as long as you behaved yourself reasonably, no problem. If people used to get into trouble or anything else, they could always go to Bill.
Okay.
Who was a very charismatic man. He really, and all the vicars we've had over all the years, and it's not just Bill.
All right, so having the clergy there is an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's just a thing. They're not hands down and everyone's preaching or anything. It's not like that.
Right.
But they are just a stabilising feature.
Yeah.
You're getting carried away when you're young. What do your mum and dad know? They don't know anything. It's not until you get older you think, yeah, what my mum said was right.
And obviously,
really.
since 59, you've still got a thriving membership.
Still thriving membership. We still, at the moment, we run with over 1,000 members. And they're all over the place. They're not only here, we have a large section in France, there's Belgium, there's members in Germany. And some of them go back to the early days. Some of them are very early members that, because the club was that unique for young people, they actually come over to England for the weekend and would go to the club and join it because it was that well known and unique.
Yeah.
And also in the early days, because we had large vicarages and large church halls, they could put you up in the church. So if you come for the weekend, one at our vicarage where we last come from, which was Yorkton Street, which is right in the heart of the East End, really, could sleep 18 people. It was a massive old big church. So when they come there, they could join the club, be there. The club had a breakdown van. It was quite, in its day, it was quite a thing. You know, as over the last 30 years, as grants went, it was granted by the GLC.
Right.
They used to fund boxing clubs, all different things. But then you had a whole swathe 35 years ago where it was destined to collapse the GLC, and all the youth work sort of went with it. So we had full-time youth leader as well as having clergymen, you know. But as I say, there's many clergymen that have been involved with the club.
Yeah.
Bill started it. We've had Father Graham. We've had loads of people.
Yeah.
Father Scott, Father McSweeney, and they're all very knowledgeable people. When you go there, they're just very inviting, and the club wants to retain that.
Yeah, it's a bit of an untold story there.
It's
in
an
that
untold story.
and I think it's one of a great successes about how you can get something like the clergy introduced in something that people would have thought it's all just rockers
and everything else. And of course, the club has always been everything and everything. So whether you've got a moped, a Brush Superior, a vintage bike, a brand new bike, anything, you can just come to the club. No one judges you on what you've got.
Well, listen, thank you very much for sharing that story with us.
Okay.
And carry on the good work.
We'll do our best.
You're doing very well. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Take
And
care.
you.